Hello everyone, Adam here, and today I am talking about Industrial, a new indie title that was developed by Bleak Mill and published by Heads Up. As always, this will just be a short summary of what I thought about the game. For the full written review, check out noobfeed.com. So, what's the narrative here? Industrial stars Nora, a scientist living in East Berlin during the end of the Cold War. After getting a frantic call from her partner Walter, Nora rushes to a facility called Atlas where they work. To find Walter's machine is a success, this giant something that you just happen to come across. The game does this thing where it tells you all the details within the environment instead of actually telling you this stuff, and this reflects how the game is played. You're supposed to look through the various details provided to you in order to fit together what the story is all about. Yes, there are some direct story elements provided to the player through narrative and through collectibles, but most of the information is told through sudden cues. If that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, I cannot recommend this game because the ending is extremely cryptic with those types of details. It'll tell you this stuff through the environment. It's up to you to piece it together. So Nora decides to chase Walter through the device and activates the machine and is transported to a different reality where East Berlin has been completely evacuated and deadly machines now roam the area. Nora must find Walter as a mysterious person guides her, and she figures out what exactly happened in this alternate reality. Now, I can't really get into the details about it because this game is short, about 2 hours long, and if I get into about the critical story details, it will ruin the experience for players who want to dive into this title. So let's talk about the elephant in the room first. The price tag. The game is expensive for an indie title. I know that's a bit of a dubious topic considering that indie developers need every dollar they can get, but for $20 for a game that takes around 2 hours to complete, that's really up to you. I don't think it's worth $20, even though I enjoyed the game, and I'll go into depth about that later. But right off the bat, I can recommend it if you don't have $20 to burn. If you have $20 to burn and want something that's entertaining for about 2 hours, yeah, I would recommend it. But if you don't feel like it's worth that price, I would recommend you wait until it's around $15 or $10. If it was $10, I would recommend this game with open arms. But at $20, it is a bit of a stretch. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay. You'll have to defend yourself against the robots within the city, which come in four types. They're well designed, but commonplace enemies that we've seen in other video games. There's a melee robot, one that can use guns, robotic dogs, and kamikaze drones that are easily dodged. Combat is well done, and it's really effective in allowing you to avoid enemies or just take them all on. I was able to kite enemies with no problem. But if you do need to fight, there are 4 guns and 1 pickaxe. The guns include a submachine gun, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. They all work well, so there's really no complaints there, and they're all very well designed. There are supplies hidden throughout the game, but unless you play on the hardest difficulty, they give you a lot of items. You'll never run out of ammo, and you'll never run out of healing items. But the game also doesn't tell you about the supply crates. I actually figured that out by accident, but I assumed that was a mistake, but I'm not entirely sure. So to break up the action, occasionally puzzles will be peppered into the game along with some exploration elements. These are simple affairs such as locating a key item, shutting off the power, and hitting switches in a timely manner. I did run into a glitch where Nora was unable to pick up a key item because I was holding too many key items. I was quick to determine the issue, but hopefully the developers fix this because I can see it as a frustrating element. Environmental design is great with a sense of isolation, with dark apartments filled with abandoned rooms, sometimes housing items. You'll collect notes from those who occupy the building, and I did wish the developers went a bit further with these, showcasing people who were living during this period and having to leave immediately, as the environment does highlight the invasion of the hive robots, along with all their like central cores all over the buildings and them just waiting for someone to pass by. So the city definitely has that empty feeling, but they could have gone a bit further with making it feel like it was once patrolled by, humans were around and people were coming in and out, but it does seem very empty. The game's visuals are well done, and the lighting is actually incredible, especially in small areas. When you get to the more open sections, you'll start to notice limited draw distance, bland architecture, and trees popping in. It's clear the developers focused more on the interior of the game and not on open sections, and that's because you don't really get into these sections, but it is noticeable, especially with the plants. There was this one section where the plants were glowing. I think it was a problem with the lighting, but yeah, there's something weird with the plants. Like I said, it's a short, satisfying adventure full of mysteries, profound moments, and satisfying combat encounters. The only real issue comes from the fact that it is a bit expensive for $20, but if you have the money to burn, I would recommend this. It does fit all the criteria for an excellent adventure, but it is worth playing. So if you think that the game is worth it, I'll leave a link below where you can purchase it. Check out the full review on noobfeed.com, and I hope to see you all next time. Remember to like, subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome, everyone.